compromise that we had because he wants to work around his schedule with the gym. He has to be pretty flexible. Is that he went back to school, and in here in Canada, the majority of the grants, like we don't even have to take a loan with our income because I
Went
was
back to
self-employed.
school to do what?
He went back to school just to gain some grants so that we can just sustain us just a little bit while
That's
I'm
not
also
an
at work.
income. The boy needs a
Yeah.
job.
All right, guys. Dave Ramsey takes a call expecting a simple money question, but one shocking confession changes everything. As the caller tries to defend their financial decisions, Dave Ramsey dismantles every excuse with brutal honesty. Subscribe now to Debt Disaster Dailies for more financial chaos, and we'll jump right in.
My husband has been doing his dream business for almost 4 years now, and I just want to know, because he hasn't really brought in any income from it, how long is enough for me to support him in this over our...
I mean, you have a business that you ran for 4 years that doesn't make money. That's not a dream business. That's a nightmare.
Yes. In my perspective, it hasn't.
No, in his perspective. I mean, it's a business. It's not a hobby. We're supposed to make money.
Yep.
So what kind of business?
He's doing a couple of sports training. He's part of the gym ownership, and they've just been putting lots of efforts. Even his partner's been doing some investments in it, but nothing not yet. They have projections, but I'm tired of looking at projections of what could be. He's thinking of this business as our way out in the future, but it's hard to see in the future when right now, for years, we've been kind of struggling, right?
For sure. Are you working, Samantha?
Yes. So for the past, throughout the duration of our marriage, I've been the financial supporter, and I was okay doing that. But once we had our first son 2.5 years ago,
that'll
and
change
I'm
it.
still working, yes,
Yeah.
it put in a completely different perspective. And then I had to go work back right away. And we've had many conversations of why is the burden on me and then we come up with compromises, but it still feels like and then we're having our second, and then now my worry is that...
Okay. First and foremost, I will say this. There's nothing wrong with having kids. In matter of fact, we need people to have kids more than ever. We have the worst birth rate marks in pretty much the history of everything. However, if you're not financially where you want to be, why are you bringing your kids to suffer at that point? Why the hell would you bring your kids to suffer and pay the consequences of your actions? Not theirs, your actions. Makes zero sense.
We're back in a situation where we were with our first, and I'm still at work. We made some compromises of our living situation so we could keep our costs down. We're at my parents, so we're not really paying, for rent.
Okay, so here's what needs to happen. All right, he needs to sit down with his partners, and proper business acumen would dictate that we see a pattern of growth in the revenue and in the profits to get us to where we can eat out of this thing in a short period of time. So we need to see some directional move in the numbers that give us hope. He needs to do that, not you. And he doesn't need to do it for you. He needs to do it because it's good business. Okay? The byproduct is it's good for you because you get some hope too.
No, she's saying that they've been doing that.
I know. They've been doing projections, but projections that aren't hit. Okay? And so that's not, if we have a business unit at RAMSEY that sets projections and they don't hit them, then we assess, okay, how much longer do we go with not hitting projections, and then we close it if it doesn't hit projections. If you don't have a reason to believe other than just I hope, I wish, but in business you need to see some things move. I need to see some trend lines in my sales. I need to see some.
Yeah, my fear is that they've been propping themselves up, thinking all these things,
They might,
and then
they might, but I want
and it's not been real.
But here's the difference.
Yes.
Here's the difference. You need to set a deadline. He needs to set a
Yeah,
deadline.
with you, Samantha.
And he
You-
needs to come back and say, all right, we're going to go until this date. We're going to see some profit, and we're going to see some trend lines towards that date between now and then. What's killing you guys is this sense that there's no end to this.
And you got a second baby on the way.
Well, that's
Samantha,
that's her.
does he not have any? I know, but he's the dude. A part
know.
of me is not. I mean, I don't want to offend your husband, Samantha, but I'm like, good God, go mulch lawns. Like, go do something to bring in income for your wife and your baby and your soon-to-be baby. Like, that's wild to me.
Agreed. The fact that the dad or the husband in this case, the fact that the dad, soon to be father again, is not trying to bring some income outside of his business. Yeah, that's pathetic, bro. What the fuck are you doing, bro? You're supposed to be the breadwinner. You're a man. What the fuck are you doing? Bro's fucking around with this business, thinking, oh, we're gonna do something. Oh, they're just literally horsing around. They're not even making money. Go drive Uber. Go mow a couple lawns, like she said. What are you doing? Some people just don't have shame. It's ridiculous. We need to start calling it out.
Yeah.
For 4 years, not making anything. Does he have any of that in him? Like, is he mad about it and he's angry and he wants to change this and that? Or is he just like, I love it. It's been great. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. We're hoping the next thing's going to hit.
Yeah, that mindset's like, if he's just breezing it to acting like nothing's gonna happen or nothing bad's gonna happen, he's mistaken. He is completely mistaken.
So the compromise that we had, because he wants to work around his schedule with the gym, he has to be pretty flexible, is that he went back to school, and in here in Canada, the majority of the grants, like, we don't even have to take a loan with our income.
School for what? What? There's no way. Oh my god, dude, there's no way. There's no way. School for what?
Back to school to do what?
He went back to school just to gain some grants so that we can just sustain us just a little bit. While
That's
I'm
not
also
an
at work.
income. The boy needs a job.
Yes.
Boy needs a job. Rachel's right. He needs to go
Yes.
make some money.
Yes.
And they need to set a deadline by which this gym and this dream is profitable. Otherwise, it's not going to stay open. I'm not going to.
And I would challenge him, be like, hey, we have 6 months or whatever you guys decide.
Yes.
And I want to see
6 months comes to mind.
And I want to see two big changes in the business. Like, what are two drastically different things you're going to do to be?
If I own the gym, you're going to have to do something that makes me want to keep it open 6 more months, or I'm going to fire all of you, and we're going to close the thing.
I'm sorry, Samantha.
I'm sorry.
That's tough.
But he needs to do that, and it's being exasperated by the fact that you are carrying a child.
And you're living with your parents.
And you're living with your parents.
I mean, all of it. It's a lot. And it's,
No.
you have the right
This needs to
feel,
this needs to end.
Yes, to feel urgency,
It
Samantha.
needs an end date. It needs an end date if it's not profitable.
Yep.
Now.
Well, I will say this. She kind of is at fault for deciding to have another kid knowing that they're down this path. That does not sit well with me. But it's the man's fault for not trying to scale his business. It's the man's fault for not thinking ideas, finding ways to make more profits instead of living paycheck to paycheck, basically. Because that's basically what it is. A failed business like this, you might as well work at a slave job for the rest of your life. It's literally the same result. And the fact that he's just chilling and relaxed by the sound of it, it's like, what are you doing at school? Going back to school for what? Dude, my God, I feel bad for that woman. But at the same time, it's like, why have a kid? Again, there's nothing wrong with having kids. Just why would you have a kid when you're in a terrible financial situation? Doesn't make sense at all. It really makes zero sense at all. But goddamn, that is a wild one. That is a wild one. So hope the guy actually mans up and starts doing what he needs to do. Otherwise, they're practically screwed. It's wild. Well, hope you guys enjoy this. This is Disaster Daily. Subscribe for more financial chaos and truths, and we're out of here.